You're listening to the Manifesting Miracles podcast. By tuning in today, you're dialing into your frequency of abundance. I'm Michelle J. Lamont, your manifestation master and guide. Ever since 2016, I've been obsessively dedicating my life to uncovering, dissecting, and analyzing every aspect of the practices and modalities in which we call manifestation. You see, you are truly more powerful than you can even imagine and fully capable of manifesting miracles on the daily. I'm going to teach you how to attract a life beyond your wildest dreams using your own divine power. So let's get started manifesting your miracles right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for you to manifest the highest and the very best version of your badass self, my love. You are the creator of your reality, and your angels and your guides, your higher self, your future self, and your God source energy has found it in all of the hundreds of thousands of podcasts that are on about spirituality and manifesting miracles in your reality. You have landed here. You have landed in a place called Manifesting Miracles, and I'm your host, Michelle Juanita Lamont. The universe is ready. The universe is lining things up. Your future self is counting the days for you to step in to the miracle known as you. We're no longer going to accept in this magical, powerful universe that you are not gifted, that you are not special, that you are not worthy. Underneath all of those layers of deceit and lies, all of the things that have brought you to the state of being where you believe in the least, the smallest, the worst version of yourself. We're tired of that, says your angels, your guides, and your higher self. We're tired of watching you slip away into the ether, into the unknown, into the perils of depression, of anxiety, of worthlessness. The other day, I walked into a convenience store, and they said, "How's it going?" And I say what I always say, because I truly believe this. And I say it every time somebody says things to me, and I always wait to see their reaction, because then I know where they are in life. How's it going today? I'm blessed. Now, 9 times out of 10, they'll look up at me and nod and just shove whatever I was buying in a bag and move away. Or they'll say, "Oh, wow, that's cool. I haven't heard that before." And you see, they're still seeking. Or they'll say, "Absolutely, amen, hell yeah." And they're there, but they are not willing to take risks, so they stay in the convenience of their history and of their known. And so once we start creating inner reality, you're learning how to use neuroscience, learning how to use the law of attraction, learning how to be a creator in our reality. What happens is that we start to do exactly that. We start to create things into our reality. And in this episode, I'm going to cover 3 laws of the universe that are going to help you manifest things faster into your reality and help you understand how powerful and what a creator you are. And I'm going to invite you to book a 15-minute free session with me on any Tuesday that's available right here in the show notes. It's going to say Book with Michelle, website, etc. And I want you to take those 15 minutes and claim your life back. So what are some of the things that I would never allow my coaching clients to do? I would never allow you to identify or speak negatively about yourself. You see, your identity creates an external reality. And as we start to go into the neuroscience and into the 3 things, the 3 laws I want to cover today, this is where I would start shaping things into your reality. See, the brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not. So if I say, "How's it going today?" and you say, "It's fine," you're living in that reality. If I say, "How's it going today?" I'm blessed. You're living in that reality today. "Hey, how's it going today?" Living the dream. You don't really mean living the dream. What you mean is, I hope and pray that all this shit will just fucking end soon. Maybe it's the aliens. Maybe it's another worldwide pandemic. Maybe it's the collapse of the economy. Who knows? But when you say live in the dream or it's going fine, what you really mean is, I fucking hate this place. I can't fucking stand it here. And so when our brain starts to repeat itself and go into that motion, then our energy is taking the lessons from the brain and creating in that reality. And since the brain cannot tell the difference, it's manifesting and creating exactly as it's instructed. And it doesn't know that you don't mean what you're saying. And I would never, ever allow somebody who doesn't really respect me to be in my life, who doesn't treat me the way I deserve or desire to be treated, okay? Simply because I like that person. When you accept this type of behavior from people around you, you are accepting that how they treat you is true to your self-worth. So you make plans for lunch, they cancel last minute, you're not worthy of their time. Every time you go out, you pick up the bill, they're not worthy of spoiling you. You're not worthy of being spoiled. Anytime you talk to them on the phone, all they talk about are the negative things that are happening in their lives. Well, you're only a vibrational match to being a listener and never getting to speak about your life or your things. It's always a one-way street. And so that self-worth starts to lower and lower and lower. Even right now, if you think that you're not worthy of it, you become unworthy of it in the ether, in the creative, in the world. And I won't allow this to happen to you anymore. Over time, this will start, and once you start eliminating these people from your life and these situations from your life, over time, this will start to shift your neurological pathways. And those pathways from being someone who has high self-worth to someone has low self-worth will start happening organically and naturally. And as those neural pathways start to change and transmute, well, then your ability to manifest, because you're in a higher vibrational state, starts to become how you create. Because you're exposing yourself to this consistent behavior, it speaks of low self-worth. And I will never look for validation in the opinions of others, even the closest to me. At the end of the day, you only have yourself. And when you start putting your worth and your reality into the hands of your friends and your relatives for that validation, for that inspiration, then everything is out of your hands at this point, and you're putting all of your validation, all of your manifesting ability, and all of your neuro pathways into the reality of somebody who probably doesn't think of themselves as highly as you do right now, and so they're lowering everybody's frequency all around them. But the only person that you will be with for the rest of your life is you. And you need to understand where you want to go, how you want to live, and how you want your life to look like. And what career you want to take part in, how you want to be seen in that career, how you want that pathway to be created for you, and start living in that energy. You know, in order for you to eat at 5-star restaurants, you have to start visualizing and talking to people who do these types of things for themselves, take themselves on a nice date, buy something, a nice excursion for themselves, etc., etc. So today, I want to dive a little bit deeper into this transformative journey by covering 3 of the 12 laws of the universe and help you understand exactly how people who work with me go from how's it going, fine, to how's it going, blessed, amazing, manifested, I'm living my fucking dreams. And I'm not saying that they're psychopaths living in a reality where they're homeless and things aren't happening. Their lives actually start to take a quantum leap. They start to change everything about their reality because they are harnessing the laws that will positively transform their lives. So I want to welcome you back to another fucking award-winning episode of my podcast, Manifesting Miracles, and I'm Michelle Juanita Lamont. And today we're going to dive deep into the extraordinary realm where neuroscience meets the universal laws, as I like to say. So I want you to brace yourself yourself. I want you to get a pen and paper out. I want you to sit quietly. I want you to breathe in and release. Let's do that again. Felt really good. Come on now. Because this eye-opening journey is going to explore the synergy between positive thinking, storytelling, and scientific principles, and how I learned how to cultivate and work these wonders in shaping the clients, the students, and the podcast listeners to become from to the masters of the energy where we can manifest anything into our lives. You see, our brains, they're intricate universes. They're capable of turning dreams into realities. And from the vantage point of neuroscience, we can unravel the dynamic interplay between the law of polarity, the law of assumption, and the law of attraction, 3 guiding lights that illuminate the path to you manifesting the desires, the why you turned on this podcast, why your angels and your guides led you here, why this is a protected fucking space, why you don't have to be anything but who you are. You see, the law of polarity, let's start with that one. It's like embracing the spectrum of experience. That's the way I could sum it up. At the heart of the law of polarity is us understanding that every single experience holds its opposite. Just like a magnet possesses both positive and a negative pole, our emotions and thoughts reside in a continuum of positive and negative vibrations. And I know that can seem kind of crazy, like, wait a second, I just have to put the magnet on the other side and become a creator? Well, in the law of polarity, you're embracing the spectrum of those experiences to decide what you like more. By intentionally focusing on the brighter side of the situation, you are setting your intention on the positive end of the spectrum. Are you getting it now? By embracing the spectrum experience, you are starting to change the way that everything is going to be received, created, and aligned in your universe. Now, if you have listened to episode 2, Rock Bottom, My Suicide Story, you will know that the man named the late great Dr. Wayne Dyer was my spiritual guru. He was the person that came into my life, even though he had died. I didn't know it at the time, and changed my life. And the quote that set me on a spiritual awakening, instead of let me go find a different way to do this so I make sure I get it done right, vibes, was, when you change the way that you look at things, the things that you look at change. And the neuroscience corroborates this wisdom by revealing that optimistic thoughts release these tiny, teeny neurotransmitters, and they transmit dopamine and serotonin. And dopamine and serotonin is like a runner's high, orgasm, a drug high, all of those things. They enhance our mood and overall well-being. Although I don't want you to use drugs and alcohol, I want you to start using your own powerful energy and understanding that when you change the way that you look at things, in reality, the things that you look at change. And this has a scientific backing on it, because those neurotransmitters are sending this to your brain as you start to choose which reality you're going to look at. Which side of the magnet are you going to work with, the positive or the negative side? Now I want to give you an example of one of my clients. Let's consider the tale of, we'll call her Lisa. All right. Lisa, I'm thinking of her right now, so I know her name's not Lisa, so I'm laughing to myself. She was a passionate entrepreneur who faced an unexpected setback in her business. And so she chose to view this challenge as an opportunity for growth rather than a failure in bringing in this new aspect of her business. She wanted to expand her business, so she was bringing in a new way of generating revenue, and it fell flat, motherfucking flat. The marketing didn't work. The products didn't bring new people in. She was breaking even, maybe having a little bit of juice on the side, and she went to kaplunkety plunk. All right. And by the end of it, she realized that she had to start shifting her perspective. And as we started to work together in coaching, she said, well, what do I do? I said, well, you need to alter your energy and start seeing this as, okay, this was a lesson learned. This is something that I've experienced. She soon, almost within, this was a 6 weeks program that she did. Within 2 weeks, she attracted a partnership with this other person on the other side. She was in LA, and this person was in Maine. Who attracted a partner with strategies that resonated with her, and not only restored positivity, but gave her ideas and mentorships on a chat she was on a social media platform about these types of salons that she had. And so we'll call her Lisa. Lisa's story is a beautiful example of the law of polarity in action. As soon as she started to switch how she was seeing things, all of a sudden, this wonderful woman came out of the woodwork and just appeared like a magical fairy into her life, and her business grew and evolved, and she is very, very successful. She's opening up a second location now in California. Now let's go into the second law. Let's go into the law of assumption. And the best way that I can summarize the law of assumption is believing is achieving. If you believe it, you will receive it. All right. So the law of assumption, what does it do? I'll tell you. It teaches us that our beliefs mold our reality. Our beliefs mold our reality. We understand that what we see, we're perceiving. And so if we understand that when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change, and that dopamine and serotonin is being released, in the law of assumption, what we assume as true then becomes our reality. Our brain naturally seeks validation for these assumptions. And then it's creating a loop, a feedback loop of the experiences that align with our beliefs. Because why? Our brain is simply a computer looking for the programming. Our heart, that's the quantum field. But if our brain is telling us it's never going to happen because we're only focusing in on the times that it didn't happen, on the money that was wasted, on the experience that are lost, on the relationships that aren't coming back, then we're seeking validation from a negative perspective, and then we're creating from that negative perspective, and that loop of experiences don't align with our current belief system now, do they? They align with the low, energetic wormhole of despair and distress. Every thought we think is creating our future. Every thought we think is creating our future. And neuroscience has uncovered that our brain, me and you, constructs neural pathways based on our thoughts and our motherfucking beliefs. And by assuming the positive outcomes, we activate these pathways. And then we make achieving success way more possible, way more probable, and going to happen. And I want to give you an example of this. I was working with a wonderful young artist, and we'll call him Alex. And this guy, he was an artist with big dreams. And by assuming that his creative expression is limitless, and that he recognized that inevitably he would write something that would hit, he began the art of elevating his own self-perception. His belief in himself fueled that artistic passion within him. Now, how did I help him? I help him with visualizing how to put those things into action, into really understanding what he wanted to create and what he wanted to craft, leading to a cascade of opportunities and collaborations that aligned with his particular aspirations. A perfect demonstration of the law of assumption. And Alex, that's not his real name, reached out to me on TikTok a couple of weeks ago to let me know that he was working as a writer on a play on Broadway in the United States, in New York City. And if you're not from this country and you're listening from one of the 61 countries from around the world, Broadway is where the theater and the music and the dancing and the choreography and the dreams cultivate themselves into a production that we then sit in and watch and admire and get swept away in. But he always had this desire to just be a creator. He just didn't know exactly how to take that creativity and shape it into a life that could lead to him being somebody who was working on Broadway, working in musicals, working in that realm. And by understanding the law of assumption, well, baby, that became his everyday life. And now I get to hear about the Broadway life that he's living. And I want to turn our attention to the third law. Probably the one that you're most common with, the one that you've probably heard the most about, the one that everybody quotes and everybody calls in on, the law of attraction. So the way that I would sum up, sorry, I haven't had any matcha this morning. So you can hear in my voice, I'm doing this first thing in the morning. I would sum up the law of attraction as aligning our thoughts and energy. You see, the law of attraction, it's renowned across the world, right? It stipulates that like attracts one another, like attracts like. And our thoughts and our emotions emit a vibration. And that vibration becomes energy that magnetically, remember the magnet can work on either side. The magnetic energy draws like energy from the quantum field. That which is like unto itself is drawn, baby. And in quantum physics, it is revealed that particles respond to the observation of the observer's intention. Meaning, when you observe something as going well, it's going to go well. When you observe something as shitty, it's going to continue to be shitty. And our thoughts and emotions serve as as we observe these things, sculpting our new, now known experiences and realities. This is just the law of attraction. Like attracts like, right? So I want to talk about a couple who I had worked with. And yeah, you might just think, oh, like, I can't work with Michelle because things are going fine. And I just really love talking about manifesting, but everything's okay. Well, this couple, she had been listening to the podcast for quite some time. She got her husband to start listening, and he was down with it. I don't know if he was so down with it like she was, but he was down with it. So she reached out to me and said, could you help us as a couple reconnect? You see, we're acting like roommates, best friends. We've known each other since college, and I really just don't want a divorce. I really want to figure it out, but neither one of us really want to go to therapy or counseling. Now, I really suggest that you go to couples counseling if this is your situation, and I did suggest that to, we'll call them Mike and Sarah. All right, that's not their names. But these two people really wanted a genuine connection to be back in their lives. They know that the love was there. They just didn't know how to connect with them. So I had them do a visualization technique where they would close their eyes, lay next to each other, and they would start visualizing colors when the other person spoke about their feelings of gratitude towards them. And then the other person would do this for them every single night. You see, they went to bed, they had no sex, they were in that roommate situation. And I said, just talk about gratitude. Even if it's like, man, I'm so glad that, You didn't leave one little swallow of the orange juice in the jar and put it back in the fridge. You tossed it out. And I saw the empty can and the empty bottle in the recycler, and I knew that if I wanted more orange juice, or we needed more orange juice, it needed to be purchased, right? That the toilet seat has been down every single day since we've been married, all right? So all these different things, and I said, well, you're just going to come up with 2 or 3 things, and as, Sarah or Mike would say it to the other, I wanted the other to visualize a color or an aura around themselves. And as they started to do this, they created and transformed their ho-hum relationship into a really dynamic, colorful universe. And they aligned their energy with, you get it, you got it, you know it, the law of attraction. You see, their positive aura eventually guided them back to each other's arms. And one night, we did 6 weeks of this. On week 4, she said, we held each other's hands when we did it this time. And then I knew that attraction, that like attracts like, that neuroscience was going to come back and show them why they were in love and why they needed to fight for this relationship. And they found fulfillment in this partnership. They became a living testament to the law of attraction. What they wanted to see in each other, they first started by saying it to one another with their eyes closed. And the dreams of colors and light was part of the law of attraction, because like attracts like. And that every day they could tap into that color, into that energy, and all situations that bring you to a higher state of consciousness. And as I close out today's podcast, I want you to remember, my beloved beings, my manifesting manifestors, the amazing version, powerful enough to light up the entire solar system. That's you. That your thoughts, your fucking thoughts, they possess an unparalleled power to sculpt, craft, and create your desired reality. Whether you're using the law of polarity, the law of assumption, the law of attraction, these are evergreen principles, baby, harmonizing with the revelations of neuroscience and quantum physics. That's just facts, bitch. That's just fucking facts. And by intertwining these laws with the magic of storytelling, you become the master architect of your personal miracles. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for enlightening your life by taking this transformative journey called Manifesting Miracles with you today. And as you step forward, always keep in mind that your mind, your brain, it's just a computer. And it needs to be taught a new code to unlock the universe's boundless potential that is you. So as we close out with our favorite chant, I want to say to you, I love you. I need you. I want you to create a limitless reality in which you are seen, heard, and known. And let's close it out like we close out every episode. Repeat after me or chant along with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything, everything, everything. I like it so much, let's do it twice. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. Now listen up. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you're ready to transform your mission, your miracles, and your money right now, I have a live course, a digital course, one-on-one coaching, free blogs, more podcasts to listen to, and a free ebook and a newsletter right here at the tip of your fingers. Where you hit play, you're going to see the show notes, and we can start working together right now. Everything is working out for you. Your alignment is here. The time is now. If not you, who? If not when, now. If not when, never. Really. I love you. I love you. Producers, let's cue that music and let's let these manifesting motherfucking manifestors manifest their miracles today. I'm Michelle Juanita Lamont. Please tell your friends, your relatives, your family members, everybody that you come in contact with at restaurants, at grocery stores, at the Targets, on your group chats, on your family chats. Get enrolled in my next class. Start working with me. But most importantly, go and listen to another episode, share it with your friends, share it with your coworkers, and spread the vibration of higher energy creative, higher energy realities. I love you. You are known. You are needed. We need you higher. We need you to be the creator of your reality. I love you. Producers, let's cue that music. I love you. I love you. Thanks for listening to this episode of Manifesting Miracles. Now it's time for you to take action. I invite you to hang out with me just a little bit more by signing up for my newsletter. You'll get instant exclusive access to the practices that will chart your own path to abundance and yes, spark that highest version of you. Head to the show notes right now so you don't miss a thing. Now listen, I fucking believe in you. And it's now time for you to win, win, win! Yes! Yes!